everyone. My name is Mark Hardy. I want to first thank Mr. Carter for allowing me to present my project to you today. The person I decided to talk about today is one of the most celebrated and hated man ever to live in the city of Detroit. Our former mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick. I picked him because he did a not great thing for our city that never gets talked about. I also chose him because he's been an inspiration to me and my family, and because he's my big cousin. But before I get started talking about Kwame, let me first tell you a little about my family and how Kwame Kilpatrick came to be the Cheek family. It all started in Lawrence County, South Carolina, when Ford Motor Company put out a call for workers from all over to come to Michigan and work for $5 a day. My great-great-grandfather, Marvin Cheeks, made that call, and with his wife and 7 of his 8 children arrived in Detroit in 1928. He raised his 6 sons and 2 daughters to work hard, be sharp, and fight for what they believed in. Marvin was a stronger than member, and his sons that followed him into the auto company were too. In my family, when you were old enough, your first step was to register to vote. When the election year came, Papa Cheese gathered up his family and told them who to vote for. After going out to vote, they would then sit by the radio and listen to the results of the election. That's when we began to get into politics. Marville has 22 grandchildren, 49 great-grandchildren, 55 great-great-grandchildren, and 9 great-great-great-grandchildren, all of which are born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. Marville taught his children, his grandchildren, and his great-grandchildren to stand up and be counted. Because if you did not stand for something, you will fall for anything. The grandchildren and the great-grandchildren took this message with them throughout their lives, and from this, they have produced and county workers, auto factory workers, nurses, lawyers, teachers, social workers, ministers, state representatives, a congressman, and our former mayor of the city of Detroit, Kwame Kilpatrick. What was Kwame's life like growing up? Kwame Kilpatrick was born on June 8, 1970 in Detroit from Carolyn Cheeks and Bernard Kilpatrick. He was raised on the city's west side and knew by the time he was 9 years old that he wanted to be mayor. Of all family picnics, he told everyone he was going to be mayor, former mayor. Coleman Alexander Young was his hero. He had a chance to meet him when he was 10 years old, and from that day on, that's all he ever wanted to be. He didn't want to be president, governor, or a congressperson. He just wanted to be mayor of the city of Detroit. Kilpatrick attended Fairbanks Elementary School, Clinton Middle School, and Castle High School where he played football. He graduated in 1988 and left Detroit to attend college at Florida A&M University, where he received his Bachelor of Science degree in Political Science in 1992. He graduated with honors and was captain of the football team. He was going to pursue a career in the NFL, but injuries stopped him from doing that. So instead, he returned home to accept a teaching position at Marcus Garvey Academy, where he took on the role of basketball coach and the important role of a mentor. Here are some timelines. What were some significant events in his life? In 1995, he married Carnita Post and fathered his twin sons, Janani and Javale. In 1996, Kwame Kilpatrick went to state where he vacated by his mother. While working at the state where he attended law school, and in 1999, he graduated from Michigan State University of College of Law. January 2000, Kilpatrick said first president by becoming not only the first African American to be chosen as a minority member, but also the youngest person to ever hold the position at the age of 30. In 2001, him and his wife had the third son, Jonas, who was the same age as me. In 2002, at the age of 31, he became the youngest man in Detroit history. Kilpatrick staged one of 2005's greatest political comebacks by confounding critics and re-elected for a second term as mayor. Why is Kwame famous from reporters? Kwame is mostly famous because of a few mistakes he made and because of a not but untrue rumors about a never-proven party that my dad, Mr. Carl, said I can't talk about today. But he is important because in his early years as mayor, he restored hope in the city of Detroit. His confidence, enthusiasm, and vision made Detroiters believe in themselves and believe in our city. He made young black men, women, and children realize that they didn't have to be a mayor or a basketball player, a football player, or sell drugs or be successful. He showed us all the things that were possible in this town. Under his leadership, we built more parks than we ever built in the city, built more recreation centers, and fixed more streets. We had national events like the Super Bowl, the Major League Baseball, All-Star Game, and the NCAA Final Four. We built 7 hotels and fixed 75 buildings in downtown, including the Book Cadillac Hotel, which sat empty for more than 20 years. No one thought he could plow snow in this town, but he did. No one thought he could cut the grass in the park every week, but he did. No one thought he could build new houses in this town, but he did. And there's the region in new housing. He bought 80 new businesses downtown, created a small business loan program for African Americans and other minority-owned businesses to do the work in our city, and negotiate the 5% agreements. Kwame Kilpatrick loved Detroit. He had the tenacity of leaders like Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King, just like Dr. King at the age of 24. Many of his own peers did not support him either. Kwame Kilpatrick is a child of God, like the rest of us. He is not perfect, just one of God's best. With all he did for the city, he made the world take notice of Detroit. So Kwame Kilpatrick was important because he made the world see the potential. Detroit has to be a great city and for beginning to transform this city so that it can be a better place for people to live now and in the future. What can we learn from Kwame Kilpatrick? When Kwame Kilpatrick was in 5th grade, he dreamed he wanted to be mayor. So what I learned from here, that if I can dream, I can do it. Even with all the bad things people say about Detroit public schools, if I stay in school, if I study hard and work hard, I am capable of being successful. I do have the intelligence and drive for school. I can be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, a judge, a mayor, president of the United States, just like Barack Obama, and anything else I want to be. He taught me that we do have our share of challenges, just like any other city, but it's up to us to face up to those challenges with vision and courage. In his 2008 State of the City address, he said that the book of Proverbs teaches us that when there's no vision, the people perish. One of the reasons Detroit is in such bad shape is because Detroit can't see past the car industry that once killed Michigan back in 1928 when my great-great-grandfather brought my family. It's up to young people like me and Caleb and Austin Antonio, Michelle and Destiny to figure out what's next for Detroit and what's next for this country. So I'm going to stay here and fight for our believing and stand strong. put in the United States, born, raised, and educated in the city of Detroit. Now I know that if I'm going to succeed in life, I have to put God first, because nothing good happens without God's permission. Thank you, and God bless you. Any questions?